Oh, where's the countdown? 1,
Here
2,
we go, indeed.
3, 4, 5 lights. And we're off racing here in the Circuit of the Americas.
It's an excellent start from Jaeger, covering off the inside of Snipes. Snipes thinks about going it down the inside, and gets alongside Jaeger. But he's going to have to look for ads on his right-hand side. He's trying to make it through as Corey and Midzi are having a little bit of a barge between each other, scrapping it out very aggressively. Corey soars round the outside of the McLaren driver and takes P4. Very important move for Corey if he wants to finish ahead of Midzi in the championship. And there's a yellow flag, and that is Race Roller, that is Sparks, that is Medal, and that is Jacob. 4 drivers already, including Medal, who had started in the top 6, have come a cropper and have spun on this first lap. No safety car as of yet, though.
That was a pretty hectic first lap there. But as you said, no safety car, no Burt as of yet. The 2 Haas drivers in P3 and 4 respectively, though, they're doing well. And Snipes staying with Jaeger. He's right behind Jaeger.
Indeed he is. Snipes and Jaeger, I've watched both of them race, and they are both really, really strong with ARS management. So I'm expecting this to very much be almost like a game of chess between this top 2. And we'll have to see how many drivers can live with them. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race, this one. Lots of opportunities for overtakes still.
So after lap 1, I guess our lap 1 winner is Zydrid, up 7 spots, sitting in P13. He did the, I guess, the most overtaking in the single lap. But of course,
yes, he did.
There is plenty more laps to go.
And the biggest loser of the first lap, you have to say.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but okay, sure.
I was going to. I mean, like.
I wasn't going to rub salt in the wound.
Sparks has got damage. Sparks has got damage. So I'll probably say Medal. He's lost 11 positions. Oh, yellow flag.
Oh, Sora.
That is Sora, who has had a bit of a spin himself. So that is driver number 5 out of 20 in this race who has had a moment. That is.
Oh my goodness! And now the Red Bulls are fighting. This is going to be fun. Sora having a look at Jacob
and
on
they're
the
not
inside.
fighting over once. They're not exactly fighting over much, but they're still having some fun. I mean, fair enough. As Evo makes a move on Simba, side by side they are going into the final sector. Both on the hard compound tires. Jam says hello, nips it past Evo. Excellent move, but Evo fights back. Side by side, Jam's going to have the inside line for the next corner. Can he hold it up the inside? Evo's going to have to back out here, I think, and does. Great little scrap this is from Evo, Jam, and Simba. But is losing them ground to the top 8, who look like they're still in this DRS train. And most of them have a lot of battery as well. Yeah, this is very much a cat and mouse race between the top 8 and 9 at the moment. Just have to see whether Simba can live with them.
Yeah, and of course, this is the lap that DRS is now officially activated. So maybe we're going to see some jockeying of positions. Of course, there's that massive train that you just brought up.
It's more going to be the front of the train, I think, where we could potentially see overtakes. Jaeger's got the gap to 7/10 to Snipes, but yeah, I think Snipes is very comfortable. Looking at ERS, Snipes has marginally more battery than Jaeger as well, although they are both very healthy on the ERS in P1 and P2. Yeah, it's very interesting at the moment. Still all to play for. Simba's got back in the DRS, and he isn't light on the battery either. He's in quite a decent battery situation, so that means all of the top 14 are in the same DRS train at this stage of the race.
So basically, anyone who hasn't mucked up at the lap 1 incident that we had, pretty much there in that battle. And I think that's what we kind of expected. But of course, you have to remember that Zydrid and Rigsy are on different strategies compared to the rest. I know most of the field has that hard compound, but yeah, Zydrid obviously going to have to come in sooner than the entire field. Sora's already had a spin on his softs.
Yeah, at the moment, hard runners looking like they're reigning supreme, I have to say. With the exception of the obvious few, of course, near the back of the field.
Now, if Burt does not come out, would it be safe to say that a lot of these hard runners are going for that single stop where they're going from just hard to mediums and just...
Yep, absolutely. Yep, I would say a hard medium is the best strategy here. I mean, it's a track where you can use the softs, they are viable, but I think the hards are the preferred race tyre. I'm having a look, and yeah, Snipes is still very, very comfortable in P2 here. At this current moment, looks like...
Yes.
Looks like, yeah, this is something that's going to bubble.
This whole train, this is typical of SLR Mckeon division right here. And what we even said earlier is the big thing is going to be strategy. And we're going to see a bunch of undercuts. We're going to see a couple overcuts. You know, we're going to see some guys risky for the brisket, I'm sure. I'm just curious, when do you think are these guys going to be coming in for those medium tires? Are we going to see it probably lap, like, I don't know, 16, 15-ish?
I would say probably lap 16 is the optimal lap, but I think, especially if you're the likes of Corey or Midzi, you know that your teammate is going to have that first choice of going into the pit stop and dictating his pit lap. So I would say... potentially those drivers might think of going a bit earlier, potentially. Speaking of Midzi and Corey, it looks like Midzi's trying to put Corey under a bit of pressure here at the moment. I think he's frustrated because Corey, if you notice, is a lot further away from the car ahead of him as kind of everyone else is in this little train at the front. It's, at the moment, Corey's somewhat struggling with a bit of race pace, but potentially he's just kind of just feeling his way into this. He does have a bit less battery, though, that is for sure, than the top three. Although I think they are going to naturally begin to close up a lot more when we get that... Well, now we, of course, have that DRS.
Actually, quite a few of our drivers, now that you bring that up, have done very well with their batteries so far in the opening 5 laps of this race.
As Midzi's really pushing Corey for battery. Midzi's used an awful lot, and that's potentially catching out Ham here, because Midzi really wants to get on with it. He really wants to get past Corey. He's saying to Corey, look, I know you're still in the DRS here, mate, but we need to close up to this top 3. We need to get in the mixer. And he's probably thinking, I need to be in the top 3 positions if I want any chance of winning this race later on. We saw him mentioning Qatar that he was just a bit frustrated with the fact that he was a little bit further back. He had to do some overtakes, and he wants to make sure that he is nearer the front of the train kind of as early as possible, really, does Midzi.
Well, he's keeping it close with Corey for the time being. Of course, Ham staying with them as well. Everyone battling each other out. Simba seems like the biggest guy here, or the biggest gap at least, struggling to keep up with those top drivers. We may get a break in the chain right now.
Speaking of Simba, he's obviously pushing very hard to stay in the top train, and
it seemed like he was struggling.
Penalty. Yeah, I think that little bit of battling forced him to use a bit more battery, Simba, and yeah, it's certainly... He's struggling a little bit now. He's got that penalty, and yeah, I mean, he's going to have to hope that the others do get penalties themselves. Because I'm seeing, once again, Snipes very reluctant to want to make the overtake on Jaeger. He's very happy staying in P2 now, managing his own race. At the moment, even if Snipes were to win, that would not be enough to mathematically seal the title today. He would need Midzi to drop down, I believe to P7 or lower if he won the race, and to P11 or lower if Snipes were to finish in P2. Oh, Jaeger's had a bit of a moment out the final corner.
One question that I have, because I'm hoping you did the math before, but if you didn't, let me know. Do you know the circumstances that Snipes needs to actually claim the championship 100%?
Yes, that was what I was just discussing, actually. So Snipes, he needs to gain 18 points on Midzi and 9 points on Corey. So, for example, if Snipes were to win, he'd need Midzi outside of the top 6, and that would do it. Because 25 points for a win, and you get 6 points for P7. So that would seal the title. If he was to finish P2, he'd need Midzi to finish them all out of the points, because obviously he is... Because obviously he's on 18 points. Hang on a minute. He's going for that lead.
Yes, he is. I think he heard you.
Yeah, he's trying to apply now maximum pressure to the likes of Corey and Midzi, and he has taken the lead now as Snipes.
I like that.
So Jaeger, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Oh, he's like, all right, wait, I have to get the. He's like, wait, Sam, I gotta win. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, and
let me just.
And not only is he doing that, not only has he done that, but he has done that whilst depleting Jaeger's battery a bit, and that is doubly good news if you are Snipes SB at the moment.
Yeah, Snipes though using a little bit. Same with the... Oh, this is going to be a fun little battle of strategic decisions. The big brains are out here. It's not just the vehicles.
Jaeger made a big mistake in turn 1 as well. He's lost like 4/10 to Snipes in that first corner. I don't think it would matter too much because he will have that DRS later on in the lap. But yeah, at the moment, Snipes certainly looking like the most comfortable driver in that top cohort. And another driver who's also looking quite comfortable on battery as well, perhaps a little bit of a sleeping giant in this race, is SLR Ham. He's on 90% himself. And Ads as well. Ads is very much just saying to the top 2, okay, you can battle a bit here. I don't mind. I will sit here in P3 with my full battery. Just...
Yeah, you can just kind of watch these two battle it out, and if your Ads, like, they make one mistake and all of a sudden you're in P2 and now you're battling for the lead. So Ads, I'm sure, is very content with sitting there in P3, at least for the time being. Still about, what, 20 laps to go. So lots of racing still. And, of course, we still have the mandatory pit stop that we're all anticipating here today. And that's where...
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and literally we've seen it even last week, the week before. Just, you know, staying maybe for an undercut will gain you even 3-4 seconds sometimes, especially with the pace of some of these drivers. And it's kind of ridiculous to see, but stay tuned because I'm sure it's coming up shortly. Speaking of which, Zydrid finally coming in. So that is 8 laps on the softs. And Zydrid says, fuck this, I am out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see now what tyres he goes onto. He's going for a set of hards, so he's going to try that one stop from here. Be interesting to see whether he can pull it off. So I can see Jaeger. I don't know what's happening with him. He's been using his ERS in some really weird places in that first sector. I don't know whether he's got some kind of issue. Is he an AI or something?
Would he be ghosted if he was AI?
If he was paused, he wouldn't. If he was paused, he wouldn't be. I think potentially, I know he had some issues with his controller in a race on Monday, and he's burned a lot of battery in some odd places. I think maybe from Jaeger here, he's temporarily had some similar kind of issues, and it's put him back down to 50% battery. So, very odd situation at the moment with Jaeger. Maybe, yeah, he's a controller player and potentially having some device issues with that pad, as we sometimes call the controller.
That's kind of risky, especially considering that Ads is definitely a sleeping giant right behind him with that 89% battery just chilling. But I mean,
Indeed
Jaeger's
he is,
keeping up.
yeah.
He's keeping up. He's keeping up with Snipes, which I guess is the most important part. Just if there is a technical issue on Jaeger's part.
Maybe he just had to do a little quick pit stop, a little quick battery change or something. It's cost him a bit, but if he goes into ultra ERS conservation mode, he should be able to get back up to a decent level before the pit stops. Is what he's probably hoping. And I'm just amazed if he just had the entire top 10 and only the top 10 who are in the same DRS train as each other.
Yeah,
it is
ridiculous. Though it is upsetting that Simba does have that 3-second time penalty. Obviously, that's going to really hurt him as he gets overtaken by Jam going to turn 12. Nicely done from the Aston.
He's very much run out of ERS. Jam, he's on 25%. He's going to need to hope he has good pace. As Corey, I think, has had a bit of an issue as well. He's made a huge mistake. He's dropped to 1.2 seconds behind Ads.
And if Mizzy wasn't pissed off before...
he will be now.
Yeah, you were even bringing that up earlier, that Mizzy was trying to get past Corey, and now for sure. It's like, all right, brother. I need these
Although I
positions.
think Mizzy will be happy if Corey gets back in the DRS. Because it would have meant that Corey would have used a bit of his battery and made the overtake easier for Mizzy. Mizzy doesn't have to use when Corey's trying to get back in, really. It's only Corey that has to use a lot here. See if he manages to get back in the DRS. That's the key thing for the Haas driver. He's getting back within that 1 second window of his teammate. It's going to be tight, actually.
He's flirting with
it. He has a bit of a moment again. Using a lot of battery. Does he have it? I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
That was very, very close. I think you're right. He does not.
A little moment, I think, cost it for him. And yeah, Corey is now in a very sticky situation. The top three are closing up big time here. He's got to hope that these top three scrap a little bit. For the top three, if they're smart, they'll recognise, oh, look at this. We've broken away a little bit here. We don't really need to fight between each other. We ideally want Corey as far away from us as we can, really.
I just think that, I mean, I can see that. I do see that. So the three commuting with each other. It's like, let's pull away.
And I think Corey and Midzy are going to be commuting with each other now. I don't think Corey's going to fight this. I think he's going to hope that the McLaren of Midzy can use his own battery and slingshot them back up into the contention for the win. Midzy, I think, he'll rinse big time here to try and get back in.
Thing is, though, that Dark Horse Ham has so much battery still as well. And he's right there in the thick of things, right behind Corey and Midzy. And as you said, Corey, what? He's got 30% battery versus the 80% of the Ham.
Yes, he is. As Midzy's he's using an awful lot himself. I thought he would. And yeah, as I said, he's really got to hope for... He's got to hope for Snipes and Jaeger to go side by side for a bit. And for Ads to maybe interfere with it and lose a bit of time. He's using absolutely every last drop of his batteries, Midzy. As Ham's now overtaking Corey as well. Down the inside, lovely little move from the Ferrari driver.
Now,
but
all that smoke,
Midzy get in?
All that smoke, was that a lockup that I saw, or was that just...
Yeah, I think he went very aggressive on the brakes, did Ham. But looking at this, I think Midzy might have managed to get himself back in. I think he might have got himself back in. But is Ham out, though? That is the question. Because Ham's borderline as well. I think Midzy's got it. So now he's got to have 3 or 4 laps of hyper fuel conservation mode. ERS conservation mode, sorry.
That's an understatement. I mean, yeah, he's broken that 1 second. He's finally there, but it's like, Keeping it is another story altogether.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it is worth it, the amount he's used. There's yellow flag in sector 3.
Yes, there
Sora
is.
again.
Oh, no. Sora's slipping and sliding. And goes right into the pits.
That'll be a retirement in the pits, I imagine.
Riggsy coming out on softs this early. What? That's interesting. At the back there.
He's doing a 2-stop for some reason.
Obviously, it must be.
Yeah, that is interesting strategy from Riggs. Trying something different.
It's going to be that guy that takes the fastest lap.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah, I'm just intrigued to see whether Midzi can get himself back in this race ERS wise here, because he's got about 3 laps to do it. Because at the moment the top 3 are very, very comfortable. It has to be said.
For sure. I mean, you got, what, 73, 94, 92, respectively, for our top 3. And then you got Midzi sitting at 13. I mean,
he's got to try different techniques when braking, I think, Midzi. Because I think he's got the pace to live with them now. He's back in that DRS, but just, of course, has no battery. He almost needs to just brake a bit harder than the guys are doing ahead of him. He's got that DRS, so it means he's going to have to brake earlier. And yeah, he's going to... If he gets himself back to about 50% by the time we get into the pit stops, as Corey picks up a time penalty, that's not good for him. Yeah, that'll be...
Oh, it's just really hard to... I've heard from a lot of our drivers that it's very hard to actually build up ERS here in COTA specifically, so I think that'll be quite difficult to do. We'll see if Midzi can do it. He's still sitting at 14%.
Yeah, he had to use a bit again because he made a bit of a mistake in the first sector. There's the yellow flag in sector 3. That is Sparks pitting, and there's a retirement in the pits for Sparks.
All right, so we have our first retirement of the session, but still no, knock on wood, no Burt.
Yeah, no Burt Mylander as of yet. Although we do have Para Racing, and he is notorious for bringing out safety cars. Although it looks like he's an AI from the way he's driving, so...
It might not be the end of the world then. We may be able to finish a race. Ladies and gentlemen, it'll be great. No Burt. We don't need Burt.
We can hope. And what we can also hope for is this race to pick up some more steam.
Well, I think the safety car, I think the pit stops are about to happen shortly. And we're going to start seeing some strategies come into play. You know, the drivers making the overcuts, undercuts, etc., etc. Because realistically, what? The top 7 still in that DRS train. We'll try and ignore Corey's penalty for the time being. But still, those top 7 are all within a second of each other, keeping this battle very close.
Indeed they are. And yeah, I think... Oh, Ads is using a bit to try and get past Snipes here. Hang on a minute. We are going to have our little bit of a scrap between the top 3.
Whoa!
Ads and Snipes have both caught out Jaeger. Jaeger's lost 2 positions in one corner here. And yeah, I mean, Ads decided, you know what, I want to be in P1 or P2 here. And Jaeger's now going to try and have to work his way back into the top 2. So suddenly it's Snipes versus Ads for the win here at the moment. Well, that was very opportunistic from Ads.
I'm sure Jaeger's not out of this fight by any stretch of the imagination. But anyways,
absolutely not.
If you guys missed that, here's the instant replay to the right of your screen. Live to the left as one of the McLarens is going into the pits, folks. That is
as Midzi, along with Corey and Crispy, interestingly. So Midzi is going for that track position. I mentioned that potentially him and Corey would consider going a bit earlier because their teammates are going to want to pit on the optimal lap, and that is exactly what they're doing. They're trying to get some good bit of track position here, and let's see what happens. As someone who is going to get himself right into play temporarily with the leading group here, with his undercut, with his hard compound tyres, is Zydrad. He started on the softs, he's gone onto the hards. Suddenly, well, look at him, he's less than a second behind Crispy.
I mean, yes, but you also have to remember 7-lap-old hards compared to everyone else who's going to be coming out on fresh mediums. Definitely going to be the one struggling. But I will give him credit where credit's due. He's done well. As Ads takes P1 of this race.
Yes, he does. And I just want to see how many of these are going to pit on this lap. And how much is Midzi going to gain on him? How much is Corey going to gain on them? Midzi and Corey will have less battery, of course. But Crispy's in there as well. How much track position gain are these lot going to have? How many of these top 4 are going to box?
Yeah, just watching him right now. And 3 of the 4. It is Jaeger that's staying, if I'm not mistaken.
It's very interesting. Jaeger's gonna probably come out at the rear of this train, but with the most fresh tyres of the lot of them. I wonder whether he's going to maybe try softs here. As Medal comes into the pits and gives Midzi... He doesn't lose Midzi any time, really, behind him, but he's given him a nice little bit of DRS, and I feel like Midzi should come out ahead. What about Crispy? What about Corey? That's the important bit. Add side by side with Corey here. And Midzi and Corey have found themselves in 1-2.
Damn.
So that undercut has now worked for them. It's just now about whether they can potentially work together here, try and get that ERS back, and try and stay ahead of Ads on those fresher tyres.
And these
that move by Ads on Snipes there as well on that lap, I thought I'd point out, that move by Ads on Snipes, that has been very important, because not only has it gained him a position on Snipes, it's gained him a position on Crispy as well. Or as Corey's down the inside of Midzi as well. Corey's gone for the lead. Well, not quite the lead yet, but the lead at this stage of the race. Midzi's probably not too happy with that, I imagine, as I've been mentioning. But
I mean,
and now
Corey has to do it though. Corey has to make some moves. Here we go, Jaeger. I don't think he's not going for softs, is he? He's not.
I don't think it's really late enough for softs. I feel like this probably will be mediums again.
Yeah, it is. All right.
It is mediums. He's going for a set of mediums. He's going for the freshest tyres of the lot. But what he is also going to get, as well as that, is some delightfully horrendous track position, is Jaeger. As he comes out, that one extra lap. Oh! Contact with Drastic Blaze. It's put him out at P9, Jaeger. So he has so much work to do now. Yeah. So much work to do.
Yeah,
Jacobs retired in the pits.
We'll just see if that's worth it. Meanwhile, Jaeger's teammate B Midzi, we just saw it taking the lead of this race, going down or up, I should say, into turn 1. Definitely not down.
Snipes, whoa, Snipes. All right, Snipes. Snipes is being a bit racy himself. I think this is going to be potentially yet more moves for P1 here, as Corey is overtaking Midzi.
Oh my goodness!
Back again for the lead as Snipes, Crispy. Oh my, they're all so close to each other. This is crazy. The top 5 are separated by 0.7 of a second as Crispy is going side by side with Snipes. Snipes has gone off the inside line. Oh, he was so close to touching Ads there. You can see Snipes, he just backed out of it there. But he gets his way into P4.
Oh my goodness. If you are a Snipes fan, I'm sure your heart is in your stomach right now.
If you're a Jaeger fan, I'm sure you are very, very happy as well, because he's just gained 2 positions. Jaeger's going to get himself into this lead train very, very shortly. and will have the freshest tyres of a lot of them. He's probably looking at just how close they all are on the minimap, thinking. But I don't know. Do you reckon he's scared or excited about the prospect of making these moves?
Jaeger?
Yeah.
It's in his name. He is a hunter. It's in his name. It's just like he's born for this. He knows what he needs to do, and he needs to hunt down those extra seconds and hunt down 6 other drivers. And guess what? Ironically, the first victim is a nice protein of Ham. And Ham knows it. He's trying to get inside to Crispy. On turn 11, he can't get the move done. Crispy with the better exit for the time being.
Adds on Midzi. He's using a lot of battery here. Adds Midzi, Corey. Are they going to go 3 wide here into the braking zone?
Oh my goodness. Multiple
side
battles.
by side, Midzi and Corey, they are just taking up the entire road, preventing Ads from making any headway whatsoever. But now Ads has found the inside line. He's made a bit of contact with Corey, but still, Corey's going to have the inside line for the next corner here. They're going side by side here, Corey and Ads.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow, this is hard, but this is very clean racing between them. There's absolutely nothing separating them. They're running all within 3 or 2 tenths of each other. You can fit like, that's probably a cigarette paper over all of these. At this rate.
That was actually insane. You have no idea what's going to happen at any given moment. You can see Snipes having a look on the inside of Ads now. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Somehow Midzi and Corey are in P1 and P2 still. I'm not quite sure how. But they are. Yeah, what a fight this is from all of these top 7. This is a phenomenal race now. I wanted the entertainment and we have got it.
Yo, and Jam is having looks now at Crispy. Oh my goodness, almost runs right into the back of the Williams. That could have been terrible.
Jaeger is now hunting something that is crispy.
Is he going for the crispy ham, though? Is he going for a 2-for-1 special?
Oh, made a bit of contact.
A little bit. Oh my God. He's got it. Oh, Ham's fighting back.
Ham's forcing him right onto the corner of the track. But Jaeger, he still holds on. Is Ham going to be able to get the run on the exit? No, he is not. Jaeger picks up another position. Wow, this is phenomenal racing, this.
Yeah, and
still Corey and Midzi are P1 and P2. Again, I don't know how.
Of course, he's still got the top 4 battling it out, which is going to allow Jaeger, even though he's been battling, to just, catch right back up. They're all still within that train. This is intense. And we got, what, 7, 8 laps to go now? Anything can happen here.
Anything whatsoever. Any one of these top 8, apart from maybe Corey, because he's got a penalty, could win this race, I think. And Drastic Blazer in the DRS is in the same DRS train as well. I mean, yeah, the gap between P1 and P9 is 3 seconds. That's quite something. I've seen DRS trains in this division, but I've never seen DRS trains where all of the grid have run this closely for this long. And look at this, Jaeger. Is he thinking about making the move on Snipes now? I think the issue, these guys are kind of just forced to overtake each other. They're forced. They're forced to make moves.
Yeah, you can see people starting to risk it now. Snipes is really going for that inside, but Ads keeps getting the better exits out of turn 12 there. Midzi and Corey still, keeping each other company.
Jaeger dive down the inside of Snipes. But Snipes is going to have a much better exit. He's got so much better traction on that wider line on the exit, and Jaeger cannot make that move. He is still in P5. Wow.
That's really important. I feel like at his turn 15 specifically, as you mentioned, the wider you go, the faster, the better exit you're getting, and the more traction you can get, especially to start the triple right-hander there.
Oh, there's going to be more action here. Ads trying it down the inside of Corey. They make a bit of contact. Is that going to open things up for Snipes? I think it might. I think Corey's brave defence of his podium position could maybe be coming to an end, although he... Oh, Jaeger's gone! Jaeger's gone. I think Snipes had to avoid Corey, and it's meant that Jaeger has been caught up in it, so he's down all the way back down into P8 now.
Yeah, he definitely got thrown off. There was some battling up there. I can't remember who I was on board with, but you could see the animation of the driver lifting up his hand, which is usually a telltale sign that there was contact made there, going through the S's. And I think that just threw off Jaeger, like, because these drivers are so damn close to each other. Like one minuscule like off put will throw people off. Oh my goodness! There we go. Into turn 12, right? Some lockups.
That's bizarre. Ads, just for some reason, so clumsy, and so clumsy again. Firstly, so clumsy because he hit the back of Midzi. Secondly, because that allowed Corey back through. Midzi was weaving his car as if to say to Jaeger, "Come on," as if to say to Ads, "Come on by. I am on these older tyres, and we need to break away from Corey. I know I can break away from Corey." Potentially have their little scrap at the end of the race. But Ads just responds to that by just clumsily going into the back of the Haas, going into the back of the McLaren driver. Midzi is largely unaffected, but Ads himself, in making that contact, allowed Corey through. That was very bizarre, that was. And now suddenly we're back to square one. Ads, after doing all of that work to get himself back up to P2, suddenly is back down into the third position now.
And of course, this train is still going strong as we come out of the S's. Oh, there's a weird line there from Snipes.
Oh, side by side, Snipes and Ham.
Yeah.
Ham capitalizes on Snipes. Oh, he gave him just about enough room. And now that's allowing Crispy to get past. Wow, these drivers. Oh, Jaeger's there as well. Oh my god, it's 3 wide. This is absolute carnage here. Snipes sending it back down the inside of Ham. Jaeger is going to be waiting in the wings. Oh, Ham and Snipes, a bit of contact.
Oh my goodness.
Contact with Jaeger as well. Oh my. And this is losing them all DRS now to the top 3. Who'd have thought it? The 2 drivers ahead of them on those fresher tyres. On those older tyres, sorry. And yet it's the drivers who pitted on lap 16, not lap 15. They've lost the DRS, and Snipes has got a penalty. Snipes has picked up a 3-second time penalty, and that is disastrous for his race.
Oh my, I can't, I don't even know what to say anymore, Sam. This is getting ridiculous.
This is getting absolutely ridiculous, and now Snipes is losing the position to Jaeger. Oh, he's been tagged! He's been tagged by Crispy! Snipes, our championship leader, when he had hoped that he would seal the championship on this day, has been tagged and is right back down in P10. And whereas it was a 61-point gap to Midzi, and we were talking about how he could win the title today, Snipes, as it stands, that gap's now down to 37. And he's suddenly going to find it very, very difficult from here, Snipes, to win the title today. It might have been pretty much impossible to win the title today, but not only that, it's going to be increasingly difficult for him to win the title next race at Las Vegas as well. This is the opening that Midzi was dreaming about, really. But he's got to do his own job now, though. He will have heard that Snipes has been spun, and maybe now that's potentially lighting a little bit of a fire.
Now, ironically, I think this is kind of ironic, too, because we're at the start of our American trip, and being Midzi is stuck in an American sandwich right now.
He is. Ads at the moment is doing my seat proud.
Yeah, it's
doing it for the Haas team, doing it for America.
He's sticking with Midzi. Midzi, obviously, with 30% battery. You can see 24% for Corey. Ads 57%.
Yeah, Ads certainly in the best position out of this top 4, it has to be said. This could all be decided by potentially another time penalty for one of these top few drivers. But wow, I mean, I'm kind of happy that I can just get my breath a little bit here, because that was an absolute chaos of a lap. That was.
Yeah, it was actually multiple laps, by the way. I think time just slipped you by there for a second there, because we couldn't stop commentating there for like half a second.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just suddenly just went, bah, what the hell is going on? As all we're back again. Mitzi down the inside of Corey. Corey's still keeping his nose in. He's wanting to fight with him. They've made a bit of contact.
You know, the fact that they're still battling it out, like Corey, like is not deterred by that 3 seconds. Now, Ad's having a look on the inside. Is Corey gonna give it to his teammate? No, he's not.
He absolutely is not. He is fighting for himself, Corey.
This is fair game, eh?
Absolutely is fair game. And I mean, why? Yeah, why wouldn't he fight for himself? He's having fun here. And once again, our top 5 are separated by basically nothing. I don't know how Jaeger's still in this. Like we saw where Jaeger was a few laps ago. He was in the grass. He was not in a good position. Yeah, he's in P5. He does have that time penalty himself. He is firmly in this race. Snipes got past Simba now, so he's trying to have a bit of a fight back, recover every little point he can potentially get.
I mean, I can't believe how consistent these drivers have been. Obviously, there's been a couple incidents where we've had a couple spins, but for the most part, these guys have been so solid. And I think it's safe to say now, because actually it's impossible for Burt to come out. So, ladies and gentlemen, no Burt this race. It's fucking beautiful. I love it.
No Burt, but certainly incidents, though.
Yes.
We can't say that there's been no incidents.
No, I'm definitely...
Let's hang on a minute.
Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness.
Ads, Corey, Midzi, side by side. Midzi and Ads, this is for effective P1. It does not matter to them in the slightest where Corey ends up unless he clears off by 3 seconds. But these two are scrapping because they know that this right here could be the race victory. Yep. Ads has got the position for now. Can Midzi fight back in the final couple of laps?
That was a gorgeous move up the inside of 15 there. And of course, the big thing is 2 laps to go. Can Ads hold the technical lead of this race? So you have to remember, folks, Corey does have that 3-second time penalty.
But at the moment, Ads does not want to get past him, and that is really interesting. Oh, is that Ham's been tagged by Jaeger? Ham has been tagged by Jaeger and has been spun round. He's received a very unfair 10-second time penalty for corner cutting there. I think that one should be removed. So you could argue that that is something that was caused by Jaeger. But yeah, Jaeger has tapped the back of him. And suddenly Corey's on for a podium here, is what this means.
Is Corey very close for a podium, or is it Crispy that's close as well? Crispy is also really close for a podium.
Corey is exactly 3 seconds ahead of Crispy now.
Oh my goodness.
It depends how much the leaders are fighting. As I can see, Midzi, he's going aggressive now. He's forcing Ads to try and make the move on Corey, and he wants to make...
Oh, here goes Midzi. Oh, he had no room. Here. There's no room. Oh,
he's tied Corey. Somehow, Corey is not off. I do not know how Corey is not spun there. This is ridiculous.
Why are they fighting?
Corey. This is crazy. This is mental. Side by side again, Midzi and Ads, and this is for the race win still. Wow. Yo, this is excellent racing.
Haas versus McLaren. Haas versus McLaren.
Jaeger's there again.
Oh, there was contact! Midzi!
As Jam has been through P2, where the hell's he come from? Where's Jam come from? Where? What? Jam is suddenly...
Yeah, we're going 4 wide. We're going 4 wide.
They've all lost their mind. They've all just completely lost their mind. Am and Jam are side by side and have crashed into each other as well.
The brothers!
And with...
Oh, Jam's won! Jam is round! Ham is dead!
Jam's round!
Oh my god, what the fuck just happened?
is this race? What is this race? Oh no.
The final lap has created pure and utter chaos.
Oh my word, I have no words for this. I have absolutely no words for this. What have we just seen? Somehow, some way, after all of this...
What just happened?
Be looking at a victory here. Because I know Ads is in P2.
Bro,
remember,
I need a
Ads
2-minute
is the
replay.
driver I think who took out... I think Ads is the driver who took out Mitzi, I think.
I need a 2-minute replay. I need to rewatch this. How the hell did that happen? Everything.
Oh my! What is this ending?
All right, so we're coming up to the final corners here, folks. Let's look at the penalties, because penalties are obviously going to come to effect. I think Crispy has secured himself at least a podium, maybe P3.
Well, Jaeger's going to get a penalty as well. I think that's Corey victory.
Crispy did it, yeah. He got it.
And Crispy does nick P3. Yeah.
So a 1-2 for the American, Team America, in America.
Oh, what on earth? What? Jeez.
I mean, I'm sorry I have to say this, but it's funny that Sem doesn't have a single fucking point. But, of course, the replacement comes in and takes the race win. In other words, Haas is going to be signing Ads to the team. They are dropping... just dropping
Haas 1-2. Haas 1-2.
That's good.
Provisionally.
Good.
I feel like almost everyone in the top 10 is going to be under investigation. I don't know. I mean, like, at least Ads will be, Jaeger will be. I don't know what happened with Jam Ham and all of those, but yeah, it was interesting.
Well, Jam and Ham got into it with each other. Ham obviously got the worst of it, but oh my goodness, what an interesting race! And Sora doesn't want to finish the race, is doing spins.
Yeah, Sora's bit of a head loss, but yeah.
I think that explains how the end of the race went. Like a reenactment of how crazy.
But we need Corey, Crispy, and Ads.
Do we?
In the podium. I will sort that out.
I don't even know where to begin.
I'm just lost, to be honest.
All I know is Ads has a Cyprus flag. So, and I also know that I will not be playing the British national anthem, so I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Snipes didn't earn it. We cannot hear God Save the King. Sorry. It's not my fault. I'll blame Snipes. But anyways, Ads in P1, Corey P2, Crispy P3, Jaeger P4, Drastic Blaze P5, Mitzi P6, Snipes in P7, Jammed at P8, Simba in P9, and Metal to round out the points at least in P10. Then you got Mercs, Rigsy, Zydrid, Race Roller, Sora, Evo, and a bunch of our DNFs, which is Ham, Quicks, Jacob, and Spoxy. So yeah, lots of shit went down at the very end of this race. I think that's really an understatement, but that's how it went. It was